Hi, I'm Alan.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Alex.
This is my brother Alex, and this week on Zed Patient Zero, we're going to be talking some more about preparedness and clothing, and I think we're going to venture into food. So, Alex, what are you going to go with? What are you going to wear should it go down?
Well, I myself have already been in the process of creating an outfit that is going to aid me significantly in survival.
So your supreme paranoia has made you already create an outfit?
Well,
Paranoia is only bad when you don't find anything. But when you see something, everybody's like, I'm glad you're paranoid.
you can call it paranoia or you could call it preparedness.
Okay, I like that. Continue. What you got? What's your outfit?
My outfit kind of has a bit to do with like holsters for guns, like agents wear in the movies, except has snaps all over it. And it's not meant to be clothing like to keep you warm and stuff. You wear a regular,
Well, that's what a tactical
like a
vest is.
spandex type T-shirt, like Under Armour, keeps your sweat off of you, keeps you cool, keeps you warm, keeps hot stuff hot, cold stuff cold.
I understand.
And then a series of leather snaps with holds and stuff on it, you know, for your guns and your knives and your blades and everything you need, compass, whatever you need to survive has its place on you, and it's reachable. And the snaps are so that if you do get in a situation with a zombie and they grab at you, the snaps break it away.
Okay, I like that.
Therefore, there is no handhold, and it's every single strap comes off.
That was my idea with the tactical vest with the breakaway snaps.
Yes.
That was the whole idea there, is that if they did grab it, because it does provide grabs and handholds, it'll pop away if they grab a hold of you.
Well, like even with like cargo pants, that's something to grab. It may be tight to your body with something in there. There's an opening, and they can grab that, and they can hold you. And they're sewn together so well that your clothes won't come off of you. Your pocket won't tear. They have a chance to get you, bite you, scratch you, and turn you.
So what was your idea for that solution?
The snaps. You're wearing regular pants, no pockets. Maybe like these, pocket at the top where there's nothing to grab, but the snaps
like a fitted jean so that you don't have loose.
Precisely. Easy to run.
So you're basically saying like some snap on pockets.
Actually, that's what the snaps are for. There are spaces, pockets to hold on this outfit.
So you're talking about loops with snaps so you could hang stuff or put a pocket on there.
Precisely.
Okay.
Like with construction, you have the loop on your pants, you hang a hammer or whatever you need.
But if that loop had a snap in the middle of it and something grabbed it, it would just pop loose.
Yeah, well the snap is on either side.
Okay.
You grab it, it comes off completely.
I like that.
I've been working on this. I found a snap applicator for leather, and I found some leather strips that are just about right.
You know, I've
weatherproof.
got all that.
That's where I got the idea, and I found some of my own.
Nice. Cool. Okay, well, let's change the subject here for just a moment and go into, if you don't mind, foodstuffs. Now, I had a concept hit me. I'd love to hear your input on this, too. What's safe? If this is, say, a viral infection and it's in the food or it's in the water, even packaged food, non-perishables, canned goods, it's going to be in the production and it could potentially be in this food. What is safe? Is expired canned food, is it safe? I mean, because it don't last forever. It's not forever. If the power goes out, frozen food will not last. Meat, I think, will be bygone. There will be no meat, especially if it's panspecial. If other species can carry it, like squirrels or rabbits, it won't be safe to kill them and eat them.
Correct.
Because it would be the same as killing a zombie and eating its flesh. That will infect you. Period.
Well, upon any kind of zombie outbreak, I'm going to assume, until I see a witch doctor standing on top of a mountain, that it is viral and infectious. And I'm going to assume that everything that lives has it.
Okay.
I'm going for canned goods, and I know they don't store forever, but they do store long past their date. Years past their date. And I think with that much time in canned goods, I can go about growing my own little garden area with my own sanitized water.
Okay.
And going from there. And I do agree, meat's, Unless you can figure out a way to.
I like the idea of a garden, but I'd be concerned about ground infection.
I don't.
What is it? What is it? Parvo? Like if your dog gets parvo, and there's places they can get parvo, it affects their digestion, and they literally crap their guts out onto the ground, and it seeps down into the ground, and it infects the ground. And any other dog for like 7 or 12 or something, it's like a really ridiculously long time. I'll try to link to an article about it, but it infects the dirt, and if you put another dog in that pen where that dog was, well, now your other dog's got it, and they'll just die. I mean, it could there because
it's very yeah. I understand where you're going with that. And
like you grow carrots, and carrots grow down in the dirt. Now they're covered in it.
You shoot a zombie 60 yards away, his blood and his infection splashes on the ground.
Yeah, soaks into the groundwater.
Is that ground safe?
Yeah.
I'm going to purify my own water, first of all.
Good. Smart.
Second of all, I think that you can, just because every living being on the planet is contaminated, and anything that was killed in this spot has contaminated this spot, I don't think that 3 miles down the road that dirt's contaminated.
Sure.
There's
always things like bag potting soil. You could have
exactly.
a window box or even potted plants, and you could grow a fair amount of food that way. There's a website I'll try to link to down below. It's Container Gardening for Food, and it's where this guy put together this whole book, a whole website, that all he does is grow enough food to feed him for a year in containers.
Again, the freaking Walmart's got all the pot and soil you need.
Yeah. Well, and if not, you got your Home Depots, your Lowe's, your gardening centers.
Ace,
yeah.
Our Brothers,
Exactly.
Our Brothers might be pretty
What about you?
local.
What about food and foodstuffs? What are you looking for? What about chips?
Chips. If you got
I
it,
would
you
die
got
without
time.
chips.
Yes, he'd need a 4X in the beginning, but by the end, we'll see.
You need an 8X. I found chips. There was a Lay's truck right down the highway.
Twinkies.
I don't even want to.
I know you went there. It's a zombie land thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
What are you gonna do about food?
Anyway, food-wise, chips and stuff, in the beginning, yeah, that'd be great. But there are expiration dates on chips just like anything else.
Sure.
They're potatoes, they're plants, they're going to go bad. I would stick more to something natural, plants, like you said, potentially dangerous depending on the ground area. But like with Boy Scout Survival, they gave them a book on edible and clean plants they can use as antiseptic.
Right, but that's
like
like
that.
wild plants. That's
Exactly. And
You're
there
not
aren't going to
worried
be
about-
zombies everywhere.
no, there
And
aren't.
depending on the type of...
Not at first.
Yeah, depending on the type of infection, I mean, that would really have to be with research. You have to look into what's going on around you. You have to pay attention to how these people were acting before they turned.
I think ultimately that's going to be my downfall is I don't pay attention.
Well, I think the whole fact of figuring out, once something like this occurs, and the major portions of society are falling, there's no, I don't work at the CDC. I'm not a University of
you're relying
Harvard's professor in
on
science.
what they tell you.
I'm relying on what I see.
Yeah.
And what I see is what I... That's why I assume that every living thing is... I'm not trying to figure out if this is an infection only for humans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to run off assumptions.
But that's like where your group comes into play. The people that you have in your group, you need to pick and choose properly on who can do what, who's got these jobs handy. You
The
need someone
problem
that can
is you
doctor.
may not have the time or the ability to make that choice.
Or
If
the
somebody
desire.
does-
So now we're
Or
going
the
with
desire.
it's
if
down
one
to
of
the
your
minute type
buddies,
situation.
if one of your buddies is a doctor and he's the first guy that gets bit because he was at the hospital, you can't put him in your group.
True.
He was at the hospital. He already got bit.
Of course.
And I'm just saying that you don't necessarily get the opportunity to pick and choose who's going to be in your group.
Of course.
It's going to be who you run into when you're trying to save yourself.
If
It's
you
always
allow
best to
anybody
have
in your
a
group to
few
begin
basic
with.
skills on first aid and whatnot for yourself.
I agree. Everybody should have that kind of training.
Anytime.
Exactly. And this goes back to our gun discussion. If you don't have the training, keep your hands out of it.
Or get the training while you have time.
Get it while there's
Now.
opportunity. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. I
Wonderful to
appreciate
be
your
here.
input. This has been Zed Patient Zero, and I'm Alan.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Alex.
Thanks for joining us. Stay alive.